Okay, so starting with the dura mater is this whitish protective covering. The pia mater is on the brain itself, you can't remove it. And in between those two is the arachnoid mater. It's sort of like a web-like between the two. We can't necessarily see it. The cerebral hemispheres right here, the cerebellar hemispheres back here. Sorry, I'm just going in order. The corpus callosum, this is on the cow brain. This structure all right here is the corpus callosum. If you look on the sheep brain, right here is our corpus callosum. The longitudinal cerebral fissure divides our two cerebral hemispheres, so this big fissure right here. The olfactory bulb, so if we're looking right here, here's our olfactory bulb. There's another one. This one is a good one too. The bulb on the front there, sense of smell. And you should follow down the olfactory tracts, and you have a medial and a lateral. It's all kind of the same color, hard to see. The piriform lobe, we just did that. Oops. Right here is our piriform lobe. The septum pellucidum, that is in your corpus callosum, is this thin septum right here. Here we have a hole poked in it. If you were looking at a sheep brain, right here, it covers the lateral ventricle. So the space inside here is the lateral ventricle, and that septum pellucidum will cover it. On the outside, the sulcus are sort of the little tiny, the indents, and the gyri are the rounded, the grooves all on the outside. If we're looking inside here, sorry, the mammillary body, here it is on the cow. If we're looking at a sheep, it's not as big, but it's right here. You can also see it looking like this. Your mammillary bodies would be right here. They're just kind of squished down in this one. The intermediate mass, or massa intermedia, it almost makes this nice circle right here in the middle. The optic chiasm, chi means X, so right here. This X right there. The optic nerve coming off on either side right there. The pineal body would be right here. Let's see if we can see it on our cow. I think it's right there, but I don't want to. Right here. The rest of our nerves. So we had our optic nerve up here, our trigeminal nerve, big old thick one on either side here, our oculomotor right here in the middle. I think this one's missing. And the trochlear nerve is a smaller nerve coming out right here. So kind of look in between the two hemispheres there. Trochlear nerve coming out either side. You have the spinal cord, the medulla oblongata, and then the pons, the rounder kind of portion right there. Just as we had the longitudinal fissure splitting the two cerebral hemispheres, the split on the cerebellum is called the vermis. A little bit hard to distinguish in this one, but it's just sort of the division between the two halves. I already said the lateral ventricle inside the corpus callosum. The fornix is, if you find your corpus callosum, the space right here. So look next to the intermediate mass, the fornix is right there.
Inferior and superior colon.
Oh yes. Okay, if you kind of open up your cerebellum there, you can find the superior sitting above the inferior, so they're just sort of bumps. Superior colliculus, inferior colliculus. You can also see it this way. If you kind of pull back the cerebellum, superior and then inferior. So just big bumps. I think, hopefully that's everything.